Oh wow, like you didn't hear. Malcolm Jamal Warner tragically drowned on a so-called relaxing family trip to Costa Rica, with his daughter right there. The twist? His final post was literally him joking while his daughter popped a flower on his head. Oh, the irony.
What's good? Yes, I got the flower in my hair. Today's my daughter's birthday. She put the flower there, so I'm rocking it. What? It's a beautiful day here in Atlanta. I just wanted to shout out and just spread some love and some good cheer. And, you know, life is out here lifing, right? For me and for everybody else. But just wanted to remind you, as I remind myself, that no matter what's going on, there's always a reason to smile.
But what people are wondering is why there is conflicting information about what really happened. And I get that initial reports can be inaccurate, but why double down on the statement even after confirmation? It also doesn't help that there have been reports that in less than 24 hours after he died, the wife allegedly contacted a lawyer who changed the beneficiary of Warner's $12 million worth of property and investment to herself. She allegedly refused to let the daughter see him for the last time, and allegedly initially refused an autopsy and demanded that the body be given to the family. Allegedly. Well, you know who allegedly also has questions? His ex, Regina King. Yep. The same ex he kicked out of his house with. Her son, no explanation, no warning. Honey, this whole thing is chaos. But here's the real question. Is something shady going on with Malcolm Jamal Warner's death? Let's dig. So, Costa Rica's Judicial Investigation Agency, OJ, initially claimed Warner was chilling at the beach with his 8-year-old daughter on July 20th when rough waves struck. But plot twist, they also claimed the daughter wasn't even in the water. Then boom, other sources said she was in trouble and he drowned trying to save her. So what did the agency do? Oh, they stood firm on their story like it's gospel. Mr. Warner was playing with his daughter at the seashore at one point. He then left her out of the water and he and a friend of his entered the sea. It was at that moment that they were swept away by the current and the friend managed to get out. However, Mr. Warner was unable to get out and was pulled out by several people on the beach. He received care from Red Cross officials but was pronounced dead at the scene. Well, plot twist incoming. Elbert Layen, the tourist police chief for the Atlantic region who was actually at the scene, is calling out the official version. He says Malcolm Jamal Warner's daughter was in the water and he was trying to save her. Oh, and the Red Cross treated the girl right there, no hospital trip needed. So why is OJ spinning a story when they weren't even on site? They interviewed family members who also weren't present. The truth? Father and daughter were swimming when a nasty rip current dragged them. Like any dad, he fought to protect her, but that ocean wasn't playing. Luckily, 2 beachgoers jumped in with a surfboard and a boogie board and reached the girl just in time. They got her on the board, but the current was so vicious, one rescuer, who came all the way from Nicaragua, literally had to let go and shove the board towards shore, hoping she'd make it. Now let's be real, why are there so many clashing stories about what went down? The reason for the mess? Still a big mystery. And surprise, surprise, no new updates either. But hey, it's this kind of chaos that fuels the conspiracy machine. Fans aren't dumb. They started asking why things weren't adding up even after the so-called confirmation. And as if things weren't messy enough, turns out there were 0 lifeguards on duty when it all went down. Only after fans grilled them online did Playa Grande Pacific, the beach in Costa Rica, crawl out and post a Facebook statement trying to explain the lifeguards' mysterious absence. The statement said, "We deeply regret the passing of Malcolm Jamal Warner at Playa Grande. He was swept away by a strong rip current and died by drowning. It all happened very quickly, and although there were people on the beach who entered the water to rescue him, they did not arrive in time. He was pulled from underwater without vital signs, and despite CPR maneuvers being performed on the beach, resuscitation was unsuccessful. Due to recent aquatic incidents in Playa Negra, we had redirected resources there and to Chiquita, another iconic beach known for its strong currents. We do everything within our reach. We have saved numerous lives in recent years. And if Caribbean guard didn't exist, the number of drownings would be counted in dozens. We give everything we have to minimize the risks. But without help from the government, clear public policies, and strong support from local business owners, this will continue to happen. So here we are, more questions than answers, and folks are still side-eyeing the whole situation. And guess what? Behind the curtain, Regina King, Malcolm Jamal Warner's ex, is reportedly asking those same uncomfortable questions. But let's rewind. Have y'all seen how she reacted publicly? Considering how messy their breakup was, no one thought she'd say a word. But plot twist, she did. Alongside a photo of Warner on a motorcycle, she posted, "Some people leave a lasting imprint, not just for who they were, but for the energy they carried. I'm sending prayers filled with love and understanding to your family and loved ones. Rest easy, Malcolm Jamal Warner." And if that wasn't enough to raise eyebrows, Regina dropped another photo of him on that same motorcycle with the caption, "Ride in Power." Oh, now it gets spicy, because for those living under a rock, these two have history. And let's just say, it's not all sunshine. They met back in the 80s sitcom glory days, and finally made it official in 2011. Cue the nostalgia for everyone who grew up watching them. But while fans were cheering, the couple kept things on the down low. Warner even told BET in October 2011 why they kept it hush-hush, saying, "I think Regina and I are both of the philosophy that we keep our private lives private. All relationships go through all kinds of peaks and valleys, and I think it's unfortunate when you live in the public. Of course, your peaks and valleys are going to be heavily scrutinized. So, we just kind of prefer to protect what we have going on, because relationships are work anyway. We don't need the rest of the world to know our Kool-Aid. So, we like to protect what we have because it's very special and very precious." On the flip side, when it came to Regina, she thought the timing was just right for their love story to begin. In 2012, she even got candid about the whole thing, saying, "I believe the universe has a plan, and we probably wouldn't have been ready years ago. We both had to do whatever we had to do to be ready for each other. Now, sadly, that fairy tale crashed and burned just 2 years later in March 2013. And from the sound of it, Regina was absolutely shattered. Word on the street? She was blindsided, left reeling, after Malcolm Jamal Warner pulled the plug, claiming he just wasn't feeling it anymore. Oh, and the cherry on top? He told Regina and her son, who were living with him, to pack up and bounce. But wait for it, he dropped the breakup bomb on Valentine's Day. Yep, she spilled the tea when someone casually asked about her favorite Valentine's gift. And Regina told Us Weekly, "That's tough because I don't have one. Someone broke up with me on Valentine's. I'm serious. Then he actually sent me flowers that said, 'I still love you.' And I threw the flowers in the trash, and he was upset that I threw them in the trash." Child, nothing screams ouch louder than getting dumped on Valentine's Day and being handed a pity bouquet like that's gonna fix it. I mean, come on. They'd known each other for decades. Then boom, Malcolm Jamal Warner just ghosted her. Naturally, Regina was left dazed and heartbroken. Like, what even was that? After the breakup, she didn't even bother with dating. In fact, she told Wendy Williams back in 2015 that she was too deep in her grind to waste time on romance. Priorities: work first, love not so much.
No, I need to do a better job at it. I do. I've been so busy with work, and my girlfriends are like, "Do you think a man's just gonna go knock on the door and like I'm here?" And I think I wish he would, but I have to make that more of a priority.
Okay, let's give credit where it's due. Regina King handled the whole thing with way more class than most of us would. I mean, the man dumped her on Valentine's Day, told her he wasn't feeling it, and literally kicked her and her son out. And after what happened with her son later, the fact that she still paid tribute? That's grace on another level. Y'all remember that heartbreaking sit-down she did with Robin Roberts, her first interview after her son took his own life? You could see the grief still sitting in her bones. Regina said she's had to sit with Ian's choice, and over time, she came to understand and respect it. He didn't want to be here anymore, and as painful as that is, she admitted some folks may struggle to accept it because they didn't walk his path. They didn't live Ian's journey. She also went on to say that being Ian's mom is her favorite thing about herself, and she can't say that with a smile, with tears, with all of the emotion that comes with that if she doesn't respect his journey. In addition, she said that There are moments where she still feels her son's physical presence. Sometimes it'll trigger laughter. Most times it triggers a smile, but sometimes his absence is really loud. But regardless, as far as Regina is concerned, she is a different person now than she was before Ian's death. And she understands now that grief is a journey and it is love that has no place to go.
Oh, and the sadness will never go away. It'll always be with me. And I think I saw somewhere the sadness is a reminder of how much he means to me, you know?
You just know Regina had to be thinking, this is the man who threw me and my son out without even a decent explanation. And still, she wrote the most heartfelt tribute. Now, like I said before, all these conflicting details have folks, Regina included, raising eyebrows. Why all the secrecy around what really happened? And when you throw in those sketchy allegations about the wife, and how Malcolm Jamal Warner was allegedly planning to expose what's now being whispered about as the Theopiles, tied to some elite child scandal. It's wild. I want to believe this is all just coincidence. But hey, you tell me, was this just a tragedy, or is something darker lurking? Drop your thoughts in the comments.